rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
That one complete to the... He is going to have a Panthers first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
Escaping the pressure right. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a first down.
Young working out of the gun. Got a man, that's Liggett. And the Panthers are going to be set up with a first and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. They'll run here with Hubbard. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
That's good power football on first and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
One of the tight ends comes in motion. They go option right on second and goal. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a third down.
It's now 3rd and goal.
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. Eddie Goldman with a sack. Defensively, they were all over that. When he decided to keep it, there were a lot of eyes just darted on him.
I wonder if he followed the progressions properly there. I think maybe he really wanted to run with the football. Turned out not to be the correct decision.
Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for him.
You're exactly right about that. And this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
2nd down and a yard. Play fake. Cousins. And caught by London. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 22 yards there, a first down.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
Cousins now. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Cousins again. Here's a screen for Robinson. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down.
Boy, that one was well read defensively. And this is all about diagnosis as a safety and being decisive because he saw it setting up in front of him, able to knife through there and make the play.
Cousins to throw for it on 4th. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Now Cousins. That's complete to Mooney. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. 2nd down and 4.
brings up 2nd and 4.
On play action, Cousins. And he wisely will throw that one away.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Well, another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
The Panthers about ready to take over. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
That's multiple times now he's tagged them with a big gain with his legs. Really showing off some nice awareness and the ability to correctly realize when he's got a chance to tuck it and go himself.
Young now. Left side here to Sanders. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. They go play action. Young. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Young into the slide, and he's got a first down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
He's been making himself a weapon as a runner, and the results, they've been welcomed by his offense. My question is about the defense we're watching right now, partner. Even after he got him with a scramble earlier this drive, they still aren't devoting enough attention to him. I would expect that after that carry, they'll do a much better job going forward, spying on him on passing downs.
Here's Young. That caught by Tremble. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Young to throw it. He's got Sanders on the out route. It's caught. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds.
Gain of 4 yards. Complete to Jatavion Sanders. 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
To the air once more, Young. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
By Arnold Ebiketie. It's a loss of 9.
So we have reached halftime here with not much scoring between these two teams. 6-6 our score. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. More from you and Charles in a bit. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here in the late window. We'll get started over at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Derek Carr leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, let's head to AT&T Stadium as we check out the Cowboys at home in Dallas. And they trail the visiting Lions in that one. Jahmyr Gibbs with a couple of touchdown runs. Lastly, we're off to the Rocky Mountains, Denver, Colorado. See what's happening with the Broncos. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Ladd McConkey, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Second down, another chance for Hubbard. Yeah, he'll be stopped at about the 38 after a pickup of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Johnny Hekker now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Fights loose. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And this will be caught by Mooney. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. From the 31, here comes 2nd and a yard. Throw left side, there's London. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
London moves the chains here, which is not unusual because that's something he did on over 65% of his receptions a season ago. Plenty of new pieces in place. Quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins, Michael Penix, whoever is going to throw the ball to him, he's hoping he can finally reach the 1,000-yard mark. I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Throws to his man on the out route. It's complete. That's Robinson. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. To throw, Cousins. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Keion White able to record his 5th sack of the season. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 44 yards rushing for him now to this point. 7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Cousins now from the 50. And that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Perfect example of the kind of attitude you have to play defensive back in the NFL. You want to be the only defender around, and you want them to challenge you. And on that play, he came through.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Young. Open man is Mingo, complete. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 22 yards there, a first down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence. The big plays are out there.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Young going to give to Brooks.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Ball on the 39. Here's the 2nd and 4.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Throwing, Young.
That one completes illegal.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
Out of the gun, here's the give to Hubbard.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark
Still
off the
first down.
5, and keep it moving.
Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options.
A give up the middle, Hubbard.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. They'll run straight ahead with Brooks.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A little antsy on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I think they got the guy in the end. I think they got the DN there on that one. And let's face it, he is so amped up, wanting to get a good get-off on the snap, jump too quickly.
They only need a yard here. 3rd down and 1 after the penalty. Now Young.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
The 3rd down battle won by Atlanta's defense. Solid coverage.
The frustration evident there because he couldn't find anyone on 3rd down, and he left no doubt that he was throwing that one away.
Now Young on 4th down.
That is caught.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A gain of 26 and a conversion there as well on 4th down.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that 4th down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10.
Now Young. For Marshall, that's complete. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds.
From the 9, 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Young to throw it. And he's got it.
And the Panthers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Might we see our first touchdown of the game? Here's 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina.
Bryce Young
with touchdown number 8 on the year.
And the Panthers have moved out in front here in the final minute of the 3rd quarter.
Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
On the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6. Is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And As you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte. The Falcons on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 5.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
How did he stay on his feet? So dangerous with a football in his hands. Call that a return of 38. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here.
Their defense got to stop, force the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Now a give. It's Hubbard going left.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That play doomed from the start thanks to the defensive effort of Grady Jarrett. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Young will set to throw. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Grady Jarrett, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Here is 3rd and quite a ways.
Looking to throw, Young.
He completes this one to Mingo.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Now a 2nd and 2.
They'll run again here with Robinson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Robinson will try to pick it up.
Shifts by him, pushing through the contact.
And this will be a Falcons first down as the tackle made just shy of the 30.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
They'll try to throw now. Cousins. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's 2nd down. Cousins.
There's Mooney with another catch.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you
think.
mean by that, Brooke?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
First target, first catch, and a first down. Off the play fake, Cousins. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
It sort of looks like they started some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Short throw caught by Pitts. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I'll tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to be a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
On 2nd down, here's the option. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. Out of the gun, it's Young. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
On the give, this is Hubbard. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take. Puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Hubbard. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Set, go.
Up the middle with Brooks here. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11. Now a run with Hubbard. And he will have a Panther first down. And it is celebration time on that sideline, and they've earned it. And they take a knee. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. They'll run with Hubbard. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around a training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach, he's in big trouble.
On for the field goal. A 22-yard attempt.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, some field goals are bigger than others, and that one makes this a two-score game.
And with the way their defense has played all game long, that's kind of a love letter to them because that might very well be all the points they need.
This taken in at the goal line. And that final kickoff concludes the ball game, partner, and one side a really nice win in this one. They were good on offense and on defense.
And I'm guessing in the other locker room, partner, the head coach is just telling his team, hey, we didn't play well enough to keep it close enough where that one possession down the stretch might have given us an opportunity to win the game.
So for Carolina, they climb back to 500 now at 3 up and 3 down.
It's Week 7 of the NFL, and we'll see Bryce Young. He's going to have to air it out playing.
Out is Eddie Pinheiro to get this one started. And off we go from just outside our nation's capital. This returnable from the 4. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Commanders come out with the man they hope leads them into their new era. Jayden Daniels, the number 2 overall pick in this past draft from LSU. Greg, this is the man who won the Heisman Trophy with the Tigers in Baton Rouge a year ago.
Last week, when you go back and watch and study this tape, Mike, the problem is at the quarterback position, you need to be a difference maker. Last week, they were trying to overcome his poor performance, and you're just not going to be able to do that week in and week out at this level. Your quarterback has to be a driving force. He has to be a productive player within your system, and when you turn the ball over the way he did last week and not really lead to any points or any real sustained success on offense, that is a hard combination if you expect to win. So they're going to need more production, they're going to need more touchdowns, and they're going to need less turnovers. It's asking a lot. It's a big change from last week, but without it, I don't know if they can expect the results to ever change. It almost seemed like the defender was getting the play call sent into his helmet, just like the quarterback, because he knew the play before they even snapped the ball, and that play had no shot.
Very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. 3rd and long.
That's it, 3rd down and 12 yards to go.
Keep it in the air. Here's Daniels. In trouble, and down he goes. The veteran, Jadeveon Clowney, still at it, and he still has it. He gets the sack.
Clowney comes up with the big sack, and you can make an argument, Mike, that he's coming off his best season of his career. 9.5 sacks just a year ago. Now he's back home in the Carolinas, where he's already making his presence felt.
On 4th down, the Commanders going to send out their veteran Tress Way to punt. A fair catch will be taken here with that flag down by the punter, and this might keep the drive alive.
Automatic first down.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They'll give it to Eckler on the option, and they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
Nice run there by Eckler, and he continues to be a productive back here in his 8th season in the NFL, and it's one of the main reasons why the Commanders targeted him back in March.
And this time they are ready for him. He'll be thrown for a loss. No big gain that carry. It's 2nd down.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Ninth play of this opening drive, trying to keep it going here on 3rd down. Oh, now flags come in. Looks like movement up front. And 3rd down just became a lot tougher. So after the 5 yards are walked off, they face 3rd and long. From the shotgun on 3rd down, Daniels. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
The Panthers coming out, and they're led by their quarterback, Bryce Young. Rocky rookie season for the number 1 overall pick out of Alabama. But, Greg, here's the guy the Panthers hope can get this franchise going in the right direction.
Well, I don't think that stat line last week had him up for any sort of awards. If I had to guess, he'd much rather have a modest game and a win as opposed to throwing for a bunch of touchdowns in a loss. Biggest thing that he did, Mike, he took care of the ball. So as long as he continues to do that, they're going to have a chance to keep on winning.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Now whistles here, and a penalty. I think somebody moved early up front. A 2nd down throw for Young. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete. The pass intended for Xavier Legette. And 3rd down coming up. From the gun, it's Young. And that is incomplete. Jonathan Mingo, the intended target. And that's going to lead to a 4th down. On now is the punt team for the Panthers. The veteran Jamison Crowder deep to return. A fair catch called for and taken out beyond the 45-yard line. The Commanders' offense ready now for their 2nd drive. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. The drive starts with a carry by Eckler. And a nice run there on 1st down, getting 8. Setting up 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
The man in motion is Zacchaeus. And they'll pick up the 1st down, a gain of about 4.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
That screen goes for 12, and that's a 1st down. From the gun, it's a give to Eckler. What more could you ask for on 1st down? Nice run of 8, setting up 2nd and short.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2. At the 20-yard line.
They run it once more with Eckler. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start.
Neutral zone infraction, defense. Automatic 1st down.
On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Now, a handoff to Eckler. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Again, it's Eckler. And the Commanders are going to have it 1st and goal. They'll take this one down to about the 3-yard line.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
He puts it up, and it's caught. Harry McLaurin, touchdown Washington. That touchdown #1 for him on the year.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. From the 6, here comes a return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Panthers offense and Bryce Young set for their next possession. And he's given defenses across the league a lot to think about when they try to game plan for him. Consider he's currently second in the NFL in quarterback rushing yards. He'll get that to his tight end. That's Jelani Woods. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump?
Encroachment, defense. Still first down.
So a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. Out of the shotgun, Young. He'll find Woods. That one is caught. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
It's a gain of 10. And the Panther first down.
Check pink, opposite, green, check right.
On 1st and 10, here's Young. Catch made. That's Woods. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. A peek at his receiving numbers from a week ago, part of the offensive performance that led them to victory. One quarter in the books. It's the Commanders with the early lead. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. Here's a 2nd and 6. To throw is Young. A throw left side there, not going to find the target. Incomplete. 3rd and 6. Back to throw, Young. That's into the hands of Mingo. It's a gain of 19 in the air. It's a Carolina first down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Here's the pistol snap to Young. That is caught at the 3. To the goal line and in. Jelani Woods. Touchdown, Carolina.
Look, Mike, I don't want to imply that they drew this play up specifically because this is when the league is celebrating National Tight Ends Day. But you got to admit, it's kind of fun seeing him score on this day in particular and join his fellow tight ends who have also scored throughout the league.
Point after, coming up here. He knocks it through. And the Panthers will level things out at 7 apiece. We're all tied, 7 apiece. And the kick's away. Now, here comes a return from the 9. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. There's Terry McLaurin and the Commanders offense heading out for their next possession. 1st and 10. They'll run to begin the drive with Eckler. Nice gain on 1st down, but the penalty flags come in. And the question now, will the play stand? Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Play action. Here's Daniels. That's into the hands of Zacchaeus. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
Hey!
Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
The Commanders set to kick this one away, as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone. And the receiver with a fair catch, taken successfully, and that's where he'll turn it over to the offense. The Panthers offense ready to come back out for this next possession. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Man in motion, heading left. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Throwing on 2nd down, Young. This one into the hands of Marshall. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. To throw is Young. That into the hands of Hubbard. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Young hands it to Hubbard. And he will keep the drive moving. Gets the 1st down. Nice gain of 5. Now Young. He completes it to Marshall. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. Here's Young. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
1st down, Panthers.
A give up the middle, it's Hubbard. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. Now Young. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The Commanders' offense ready for this next possession. They'll work in a tie game here in the 2nd quarter and get started with 1st and 10. Quick throw here is complete. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. They run this straight ahead with Eckler. And he's going to be stuck well behind the line of scrimmage. A play going absolutely nowhere. Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. Off the play fake, here's Daniels. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass. is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
This returnable from inside his own 40. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Panthers offense ready to get back at it. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. Young to throw on first down. Quick throw, taken in.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
And he'll get past the marker. So he's got a first down on that gain of 5. 2 minutes to play. First half, all tied at 7. We'll be back just outside the nation's capital after this. On first down is Young. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter.
He'll get this out wide.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
Here comes 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Young. He'll try to run for it. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a first down.
Those plays are killers for a defense. You think you have the quarterback hemmed in. You think you have a chance for your pass rush to get you off the field. Instead, he gets away, picks up some tough yards, and sets his team up 1st and goal.
He's in. Chuba Hubbard. Touchdown, Panthers.
And this is just high-level quarterback play down here in the red zone. The way they teach them their progressions, Mike, it's touchdown, check down. You don't want to take a sack, and you certainly don't want to turn the ball over. He knows he has nothing down the field, nowhere to go to his receivers and tight ends. Check it down to your back, let them do the rest after the catch, and it results in a touchdown.
Extra point try forthcoming. He's got it. The Panthers will move out to a 14-7 lead. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Commanders' offense can see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. That's McLaurin open on the left side. And he'll be taken down at the 30. The Commanders will signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go until halftime. Here's 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Ready.
Daniels now going to look to throw. A throw over the middle, and they can't connect. It's incomplete.
for the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Keep it in the air. Here's Daniels. He keeps it himself. He is in. Jaden Daniels. Touchdown, Commanders. That is second touchdown of the afternoon.
Just a really nice job, Mike, especially just staying poised. Pressure situation, you know how important it is to steal some points before the half, but everybody's in control. Everybody understood the situation and the clock, and they're able to finish that half in style with that late touchdown.
So, a new ball game. We are all tied. Final moments of this first half as the kick's away. Here comes the return from a yard or two deep. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. And they'll elect not to run another play. Instead, just take a knee and take this on into the locker room. So we've reached halftime here. It has been an entertaining first half. As we get you down to Florida, Orlando specifically, it's where the coach is. Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. More from you and Greg in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where you see the final score there. Geno Smith, a very good performance as his guys run the record now to 5-2. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Raiders. Puka Nacua with a touchdown reception from Matthew Stafford. Finally, let's get to Silicon Valley to check on the 49ers at home at Levi Stadium. And they trail the visiting Chiefs in that one. Patrick Mahomes has thrown a touchdown pass there. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Could not ask for more from that first half. All even as we begin quarter number 3. He's across the 20 to the 21. That's where the drive will begin. The Panthers offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. This one, everything we could have hoped for to this point. All even at 14. They'll start this drive with first down. Over the middle, he's got Leggett. Nice gain here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. We're going to run right over center with Hubbard. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down. Receiver in motion, headed left. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's third down. Off the play fake. Here's Young. He's got a receiver. That's Woods. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
Young to throw on first and 10. It's caught. Mingo with the grab. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Out of the shotgun, Young. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. To throw, Young. And that is incomplete.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. Truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more. Job number 1 on this drive, find a way to get the lead. They, of course, would have loved to score a touchdown, Mike. But 3 points here, that's a pretty good consolation prize as it moves them out in front.
This fielded at about the 9. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Austin Eckler and the rest of the Commanders' offense back out onto the field. And you look at his numbers as a pass catcher in this one. They've lined him up in different spots, shifted him around, and they've made him a real weapon in the passing game. Not much there, maybe a yard.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You could see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
He's going nowhere. Going to lose yardage on that play.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And we run you through the highlights here. It has been a very big performance from the quarterback position, instrumental in leading and executing, and now trying to finish strong and take his team to the finish line. On 1st and 10, here's Young. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. It's a zone read given to Hubbard. And he'll get this close to the first down. It's a pickup of 4, but it still leaves 3rd and short. Back to throw, Young. And that is incomplete.
The most important stat, Mike, to determine wins and losses in the NFL is clearly turnover differential, your ability to protect the ball and on defense, take the ball away. And for any offense, that's even more critical when you have the ball on your side of the field.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Commanders' offense starting to trot out for this next possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line.
This guy's really starting to roll now. I mean, his involvement in the passing game just continues to pick up. And until the defense identifies him as a pass threat, I expect this quarterback to keep looking his way.
Unbalanced look here to the right side on 1st and 10. They'll throw with Daniels. A quick slant on the money to McLaurin. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. The man in motion is Zacchaeus. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And that'll give them a first down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3.
That's good for a Commanders first down.
Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. The open receiver is Dotson. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 42-yard line.
They send a receiver in motion left. And he's going to pick it up and take it down inside the 35 for the first down.
I remember early in my career, Mike, this was only just starting to kind of become in vogue. Receivers would maybe get a few carries a year at most. Now, it's become commonplace throughout the NFL, and watching these results, I kind of get it. I wish we had gotten them involved as runners maybe a little bit sooner. Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales.
Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. But he'll gather it back in. Oh, man, Greg, those must be scary times for a player. Not that it happened to you often, but he lost the ball but was able to get it back and avoid the turnover.
Well, Mike, I hate to admit it, but unfortunately, I was in that situation a few times. And I'll tell you what, when that ball pops out of your hand, the only thing on your mind is there anything I can do to get it back? In this case, he was able to get it back, and he dodged a bullet. Well, they finally are able to convert on a 3rd down. And, Mike, when you look back at a box score, some of the biggest indications of how well the game went, of course, you don't want to turn the ball over. How do you execute in the red zone? And then how are you on 3rd down? 3rd downs typically lead to long drives. Long drives tend to lead to points. It's not a real complicated formula. Stay on the field. The more snaps, the more plays, the better.
So we'll take it to the other end as we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. What a moment in this game. A touchdown would give them the late lead. It is first down and goal. Off the zone read, Daniels gonna hang on to it. And a short pickup down inside the 10.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short gain.
And he'll lose yardage here. The defense standing strong in the red zone. They drop him back at the 10. For the lead, here is 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal. It's Daniels. This one caught at the 4. And he nearly got away, but they finally bring him down at about the 3 to set up 4th down. So now, out comes the field goal unit in this pressure spot. This to tie things up here in the 4th. And this one, right down the middle. It's good. That evens the score here in the 4th quarter.
And this is where it pays to have a kicker you can trust, Mike. I mean, this is as big a spot as there is. 4th quarter, what does he do? He comes out and he delivers to tie up this game.
He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense now as they head out to take over for their next possession. This game level following the made field goal. So they need to put something together here. It begins with 1st and 10. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Shotgun snap, and they'll run. Here's Hubbard. A hit, and he has lost the football. And this is taken in by the defense.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to carry the ball. And they talk about the points of pressure. And the biggest thing really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and
And remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a
Previous play
replay.
is under
So they
review.
might be taking a look at this one. At issue was the knee or any other body part except the hand down before the ball comes loose. And are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. Trying to set up the screen, but it is not there. He just had to spike it. It's incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down. Punting time for the Panthers. Set to kick this one away. Important punt here in this tie game late. And it'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. Here comes the Washington offense now. They get set to take over. We're all even. 4th quarter, so every drive so important at this stage. And they'll start with 1st and 10. Jahan Dotson was the intended receiver there. And it'll lead to a 2nd down. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. From the shotgun on 3rd down, Daniels. Taking off, he'll try to get there. He is dangerous when a play breaks down. A pickup of 18.
Mike, this is the element to the position that this guy brings that's just so unique across the league. Not only the speed, but his ability to operate in the open field as a runner. It is hard for a defense to plan for a guy like this.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Throwing now, Daniels. And this ball's going to be incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
Wow, an important one coming here. Tie game, late, and this is 3rd down. He's got a man. It's McLaurin. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
You get in these situations, 3rd down, tie game, 4th quarter. I mean, this is really where your quarterback makes his money. You are going to put your faith and say, all right, what is the best play for this offense to execute? And the game really rests in the hands of your quarterback. And he continues to come up with these 3rd down pickups and continues to extend this drive. He's got a shot to come away the hero and win this game here late.
Running right up the gut, it's Eckler. And you'll get them 5 yards closer, but now 3rd down coming up. Here's Daniels. That pass taken in by McLaurin. 2nd time they've hooked up on this drive. This one good for 12 and a 1st down.
Jayden Daniels, you look at his time at LSU, Mike, and he certainly had great wide receivers to throw to. But now being a rookie quarterback and having the veteran presence of a guy like Terry McLaurin, that is such a comfort for any young quarterback getting his feet under him in this league.
On the give, it's Eckler. He'll be brought down. Short pickup. It's at the 26. 2nd down and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
To throw is Daniels. He'll get that to Zacchaeus. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
On the handoff, this is Eckler. And he will have the Commanders' first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Out of the gun, they give it to Eckler. And that'll be a pickup of 3. 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7. At the 14.
Throwing is Daniels. Quick throw, taken in. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Now Daniels. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Got to give a lot of credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was plenty of time for the quarterback to work through his progression. I thought the protection was actually pretty solid. But at the end of it, there was just nowhere to go, and he had no choice but to just throw that ball away.
And this one, right down the middle. It's good. They move out front and take the lead here in the 4th quarter.
And this has been such a tight game, but that's a big one right there. I mean, you need a kicker with confidence. Well, this guy, he fits the bill. He steps up and knocks it through to give his guys a lead here in the 4th quarter.
The visitors' offense ready to take over once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Here's the pistol snap to Young. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. Another try, 2nd and 10. Mingo, the man in motion. They'll drop to throw. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. Work to do. The crowd helping the defense. 3rd down and 9. From the gun, it's Young. That ball is caught on the sideline and both feet inbounds. A big 3rd down pickup for a 1st down. A gain there of 13 yards.
And now we're at the point of the game, Mike, where someone has to step up and make a play. That's exactly what this quarterback and his receiver did. It gives them now a fresh set of downs and a chance to go down and make this game very interesting.
On 1st down is Young. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down. Back to the air, it's Young. This one into the hands of Marshall. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
All right, this is a good start. Plays like these are definitely going to help as you work your way into scoring range. While you have to be wary of the clock and keep an eye on it, they should have plenty of time here to finish this drive.
They'll come up now for 2nd down. Now Young. That one complete to Leggett. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down. Out of the shotgun, Young. This one on court, looking for Woods. And the Commanders are going to take over here at their own 22.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The home team's offense ready to get back to work. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look.
Here we go, here we go. Cut up.
The drive starts with a carry by Eckler. Now a timeout for Carolina. And it's going to be their second. And they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in this one. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. They run it once more with Eckler. And he'll have a Commander's first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So it's a win here for the Commanders. And right away you can point to the turnover battle. Always key. Tells the story so often. It did here again today. Their offense didn't turn it over at all. They finished on the plus side with the takeaways. As a result, they're going to come away with the victory.
It's week 8 of the NFL, and we'll...
to kick off. Here's Will Lutz. And off we go from Denver. This return starts at the 5. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So now out comes the Panther offense for its initial drive of the game. Bringing him out, coming off a tough rookie season as the top pick in the 2023 draft is Bryce Young.
He gave us all the excitement we could hope for last week, but it wasn't all in a good way, at least for his team. Never knew if his throws were going to end in a touchdown or turnovers, and he had a couple of both by the end of the loss. You don't want him to lose that gunslinger mentality. You just want him to be a little more thoughtful with each and every decision. I'll tell you what, Kate, that's a really nice play in coverage. That linebacker looking like a quarterback on that play. Perhaps those cover guys could take some notes on how to stay in position and, most importantly, swat that pass away. That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
On third down, it's Young. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down.
Every defense in this league is going to sign up for a 3-and-out to begin a ball game. But to send him off the field, to really add that extra tone setter by backing him up with a sack, that's the cherry on top of that 3-and-out.
So on fourth down now, the Panthers calling an all-pro several times over. It's Johnny Hekker for the punt. They needed 3 punts out of him in last week's loss as he sends this away. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. So the Broncos offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the final quarterback taken in the first round of this year's draft. A lot of experience from Oregon and Auburn. It's Bo Nix.
A win is a win for him, whether he goes for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, Kate, or maybe he just finds the end zone once like last week. And being the team-first guy he is, he'd be more than happy to end the game with just 1 touchdown pass, or maybe even no touchdown passes, so long as they get the win in the end. Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
From the 44 here on second down. As a man, that's Cortland Sutton. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Denver first. Now the first run of the game for Javonte Williams. And he made the most of his running room on that one, getting it down to the 27. Now we'll take a moment to check out his numbers on the ground from a week ago. Second and 3 now. From the 27. Hits him on the out route. And able to get this down to the 15 before going out. It's a gain of 12 there. And the Broncos will have a first down. From the red zone now. It's a Denver touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when he could go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Will Lutz now on for the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Broncos will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Starting from the 5. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Panthers and Chuba Hubbard ready to begin another drive. And you can see he's done his part on offense this season, sitting second right now in the league in rushing touchdowns. They're out and set, first and 10.
Let's go.
Shotgun snap now to Young. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
2nd and 15. It's taken in by Mingo. And that will not be enough for a first down.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Almost a completion of the wrong team there. And that brings up 4th and long.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And the Broncos get set to take... Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's Williams to start the drive. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Play action with Nix. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
Shotgun snap to Nix. He beams one deep right side. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Now on 4th down, it's Trenton Gill out to kick it away. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That punt gets up to 59 yards. And it's going to be Panthers football. The Panthers get going again once more on offense. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
Counterplay, Hubbard. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, Young. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line.
Ready.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10.
Ready.
Young working from the gun. Connects with Hubbard. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
Hold it. Don't stand.
Here's Hubbard on the give. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. He landed Roberts coming over for the hit. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. That's caught for the 1st. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line.
Ready, set.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10.
Ready.
Here's a give to Hubbard. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front. They'll come to the line here. 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Young. He has the catch, but no, he can't get down in bounds. Oh, Brock, it was nearly a touchdown, but they're going to say it's incomplete.
Come on, set. Hut.
Throw on 3rd down. Forced out to his right. Oh, he's going to run for it. And it looks like he went out of bounds right at that 7-yard line. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal.
Let's go now.
Here's Young to throw. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction. We're ready to go with the second quarter. It's Panthers football. They're hoping to convert here on 2nd and goal. Another try following the sack. Escapes the pocket. And he will score. It's a Carolina touchdown. The Panthers can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. Point after by Mevis is good. And the Panthers tie this game 7-7. Now Pinheiro on to handle the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Broncos and quarterback Bo Nix gearing up for their next series. And it's not just a blip for him this year. He's been one of their go-to scorers on the ground as we get through the heart of this season, leading all quarterbacks in rushing touchdowns. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. A tight end in motion now. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. They stay on the ground with Williams. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Xavier Woods up to make the tackle. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Finds it. Oh, he lost the football. And this is going to stay with the offense as he makes the recovery. Almost the impact play this defense was searching for, but they could only get half the job done, partner. Fumble forced, but they couldn't recover.
I'll tell you what else it forces, though. That coordinator, that play caller on the other side, now got a little bit of doubt about his ball handlers. Got to have better ball security than that.
And he didn't quite break it, but still an excellent return that gets him up near midfield. So good field position for the Panthers. Starting this drive, 1st and 10. This drive will begin with Hubbard. And this goes across midfield and into Broncos territory. 2nd and 3 now. Play action now, Young. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Young to throw it. Chased out to his right. Has it at the 7. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. So the incompletion on 1st. Here's 2nd and goal. Hubbard. And he's in for the touchdown. The Panthers take a 2nd quarter lead. Chuba Hubbard with the touchdown. Mevis now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Panthers break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Pinheiro on to handle the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Broncos running their offense out once again. They've got a chance to tie this up here as they trail 14-7. Throwing on 1st down, Nix. Completed to Sutton. And he's out of bounds, just a step short of the 40. 1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Nix from the gun. Throwing the out route complete. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard.
Ready? Check. Roll.
They'll run here following the penalty. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. An extra corner into the game for the Panthers. Third down. Here's Nix to throw. Short pass caught by his tight end. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first. Trenton Gill out there again to punt this away. And they could really use a good one here. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And he can't hurt you with the return if you just kick it out of bounds, right? This one flies out right around the 15-yard line. The Panthers back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. Nice cut back to the right sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. First down, and they go right back to him. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first and some room to spare.
Tight end motioning right.
Ready?
Young on 1st and 10. Gets this to Sanders. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the 17. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up. That brings us to the 2-minute warning here at Mile High. The Panthers driving ahead. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here.
Come on.
Shotgun snap out of Young. Pass complete to Hubbard. And this one doesn't go far. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. Mevis able to knock it through. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
You always feel like you leave a few points on the field when you kick it from here. But they don't wind up empty-handed on the drive. And the kicker, well, he gets to pad his stats a little bit with a high percentage make.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Well, we've already seen some nice plays here, and we're going to see plenty more before this game ends. But you might be thinking, with plays like that, my guys' ratings should be better. Well, you're not alone. You got a chance to let the Madden Ratings Hotline know just what you're thinking. Give them a call, 1-844-MADDEN-1, and make your case for who should get a boost. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Now Nix. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Throw complete to Williams. And that is a big hit right after that catch, so the play limited to maybe just a couple yards. Got Williams, and it's complete. Nowhere really for him to go. He steps out, and they're going to lose some yardage. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. They'll throw again. Nix. Cut by Sutton. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. Trenton Gill on to punt. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. What is going on here? He doesn't let this one go into the end zone. He's going to return it from the goal line. And they bring him down to put a stop to that return. Just over 30 seconds left in the half as they come to the line. Here's Young on 1st and 10. Flush down out to his left. He's on the move. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it'll give the Panthers a first down. They're set up at the 35 now. To the air on first down. Young. He's going to loft one deep to the left. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on first down, but just couldn't make the connection. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Young working from the gun. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they'll have it across midfield as he runs out. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Out of the gun, Young. Outright, Leggett makes the grab. And he's out of bounds just short of the 30. They've got first down from the 31. Sticking to the air, it's Young. And this one falls incomplete, so we're down to 4 seconds, and we'd assume our final snap. Here comes Harrison Mevis for the Panthers field goal. Ball on the right hash, 48 yards out.
Well, there's certainly never, ever a guarantee from that distance, but that's one you'd expect to be in your kicker's range. You hate to have a drive come away with nothing, but that's exactly what happened.
Getting out to his left. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up. We'll catch up with the rest of the league later. Let's go right through halftime and on to the start of the third quarter. Now Pinheiro on to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Denver offense now with the football first to begin quarter number 3. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. Finds him over the middle. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Pass taken in by Sutton. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that first down. Second half starts with a run by Williams, who swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Drew Sanders that time on the stop. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Drop play, this is Williams. And he'll be brought down after getting to the 47-yard line. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Another run for Williams. Jukes one defender. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further. That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. They'll run the toss for Williams. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
To the ground with Pirine. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, they were hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the 2nd level. Well, someone from the 2nd level came to beat him on his turf. And that meeting didn't go so well.
Completed over the middle. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Will Lutz getting the call on 4th down to put 3 up here for the Broncos. The upright's 31 yards away, dead ahead. Verdelet able to knock it through. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead 7.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
He stopped on the return at the 27. Carolina about set to go once again offensively. They left a few on the table their last time out, Bronx, settling for a field goal try that missed the mark.
Here we go.
1st and 10, it's Hubbard. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Well, this certainly has been a memorable contest for him. His coaches, man, they're going to take this kind of output every single game.
This goes a little beyond the expectations they have for him, maybe even for himself. What impresses me so much, Kate, the guy just doesn't tire. Getting stronger, literally, as this game's going on.
Gets up and over a man. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
Coming off that carry, I'd go right back to him. Not a hotter hand on the field right now. Get that man the rock.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play.
Ready.
Young on the play action. Taking the deep shot there on 1st down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call.
Ready.
Up the middle, Hubbard. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Sent down by Cody Barton. Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. They kick the running back in motion. On 3rd down, it's Young. He brings it in. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers push their lead further to start the half. Xavier Legette with the touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores. That much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
That one right down the middle. And the Panthers double their lead to 14. Now Pinheiro on to handle the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Broncos about to get going on offense. Javonte Williams headed back out now. And his performance has ailed against what has been a very stout defensive front. This hasn't been a contest to stack up there among his better showings, partner. They've made it real difficult to find any holes to hit, and there's been absolutely no space for him to work with. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Nix. Short pass brought in. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he's stopped. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. On 1st and 10, here's Nix. Finding Reynolds. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him, only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
They go with Williams on the counter. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
On 2nd down, a run with Williams. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a 3rd run after back-to-back negative losses.
Here he is on 3rd and long. He's taken down. The Panthers rush gets home. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB could run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Fair catch called for and brought in at the 11. The Panthers, and this running back headed back out for a new series. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Young on 1st and 10. He's got time. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Well, here's what I know, Kate. And sadly, from personal experience, after this one's over, QB, he's going to be the first one in the cold tub because he has been feeling the heat and paying the price all game long. At some point, you've got to find a way to protect the passer, or he's not going to endure this season.
We'll see what they come up with for 3rd down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. Looking at a tough spot to punt it away if this 3rd down is unsuccessful. Throwing from the gun here. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up. Panthers getting everyone set for the punt. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. It's taken at midfield. And a good return as he gets him up across midfield and into enemy territory. Denver ready for another. Possession. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Cut out left. And they bring him down around the 34.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. Third down, 1 yard to go. Here's Nix to throw. Completed to Sutton. And he's out of bounds right at that 25-yard line. They have themselves another 1st and 10. Nix from the gun. Complete to Mims. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They'll throw it again. Finds a man, right side. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Nix. And he has it in the end zone. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos now within 1 score in the 4th. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
That one splits the uprights. And the Broncos chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Starting from the 5. Good looking return here, and he's got room. 40. Hits the 20. To the house. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers go up by 2 scores as they try to put this one away. The advent of a new style of kickoff in 2024 created all sorts of new strategies to generate big returns. And Brock, here we see their own design executed to perfection to spring them for 6.
Now, I don't know if we've seen a rule change that has invigorated special teams coaches, head coaches, all the coaches, as much as this one did this offseason, each looking for their own wrinkle to try to throw in there and do what we just saw. Break it the length of the field for 6 big points.
What do you think, Brock? Can we get dueling kick return touchdowns, huh? Let's find out. The kick is away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Broncos headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from... They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
Play action with Nix. Burton there to bring it in. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Well, it looks like the defense jumps just before the snap there.
Encroachment, defense.
Broke the plane before the snap, and that's going to give the offense some free yardage. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now.
Let's go.
Running it after the penalty. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4. To throw, here's Nix. And there's a man there, it's intercepted. Riley Moss with the pick. And he makes the Hefs go. It's a touchdown on the pick 6. Went to the oh well one too many times, Brock, and this time the defense was ready for it.
Now, you make as many catches as he has in this game, you're going to attract some extra attention. They knew it was probably going his way in the near future, and they had somebody there waiting for it that time.
Broncos 17. Eddie Pinheiro to kick off for the Panthers.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Brings in the kick at the 9. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. Denver set to take the field on offense. And they didn't have much time to recover from that pick 6. Need short memories here as they head back out.
Here we go, set.
Back to the air, Nix after the pick. Ooh, almost a throw that cost him. Defender had it in his hands, but he dropped it. It's incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Set up.
Trying to throw here out of the gun. And the Panthers are there to bring him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for... It's one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And now they're staring at 4th and long. Here comes the Broncos punting unit. Fair catch called for and made. Looks like that's at the 36-yard line. The visitors returning their offense and this running back to the field. We don't get a return out of that punt. Man, it'll be their football. So good field position for the Panthers. Starting this drive, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, a give to Hubbard. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 1 yard on the run, so just 3 yards across those last 2 carries. It's 3rd and 7. Counterplay, Hubbard escapes a defender. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. That one gains 7. And that'll be good for a Carolina first. They run again with Hubbard. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Hubbard again. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. It'll be a gain of 5. They still need 4 on 3rd down. Shotgun snap now to Young. Complete beyond the marker. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs. That brings us to the 2-minute warning here in Denver. Panthers moments away from their 4th win of the year. 1st and 10 from the 41. Here's Hubbard. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
On 2nd down, it's Hubbard. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now. An early jump and the flags come in. I think this is going to go against the defense.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense.
He thought he had the timing down and could make the play, but just a hair too early.
Still 3rd down.
After the penalty, 3rd and a yard coming up. Slot man in motion right. So it's the Panthers who take this one on the road. And this thing of losing such a close one the week before, apparently still at the forefront of their minds. They got out there and rebounded nicely with a win this week. So that's it for us here. Brock Huard, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Panthers are winners, as we'll see you next time from Denver.